We are continuing our discussion here in the European Parliament in Brussels. Is Paolo de Castro representing Italy. Thank you so much for your presence. You are a very important person in the Agriculture Committee, and I know how difficult it is nowadays to cope with this subject. We're seeing protests all around the globe, in Romania, in Italy, in France, here in Belgium, in the front of the European Parliament. What is actually, what was done badly that those people are on the street, in your opinion?
You know, we were here for a long time. As you say, it's more than 30 years in different positions. And I believe this is the first time that European institutions give the perception that are enemy of agriculture people. And this is one of the main reasons. We did a common agriculture reform, an important reform. We increased very much the ecological part of this policy. At the same time, the Commission prepared many different new legislation to increase the ecological transition process. Just for give you some example, to block the use of pesticide of 50% in 2030, to include in industrial emission the livestock, which is not a factory, is a livestock, and to increase the nature restoration law, like, you know, farmer thinks. So we destroy the nature and now we have to rebuild. I absolutely agree that we have to follow the ecological transition process, but we need to do this process with our farmers, not against our farmers. This was the first mistake. Then, of course, there was other decision made by the single member state, like in Germany, for the help on agricultural gasoline, in France to increase the cost of production, in Netherlands, where they start with an incredible blockade program for livestock, 30% reduction. So the question in Europe, the question in the member state, then the situation getting worse. Even because the market situation is not particularly well for farmers. We have a very strong pressure under Ukraine import. We are increasing our import from Ukraine very much. Of course, we have to help our friend in Ukraine, no question about. But now the price is paid by the farmers, and we need to take on board of this.
Where are we now? What can we still do now?
Well, particularly what we are discussing these days is to try to make more simplification, more flexibility in the CAP application by the member state. This is something that we already are discussing. In the next days, that would be applied. At the same time, we already, as Agriculture Committee, be able to stop some too strong ecological approach and to go slowly, keeping farmers inside of this process, not outside, inside, to be protagonists, not just to be, you know, guilty. And this is what are going on. So, of course, we hope this is the last part of the legislature. We cannot change regulation, but we can make some adjustment on CAP rules. And in the future, what we very much hope is to have a very strong agri-commissioner to try to balance such pressure by the ecologists.
This means the end of the year.
That means that we need to, you know, to take care about agriculture, to understand that this is not only, you know, what the people said, it's only 2% of the people. No, it's not true.
It's our food, it's our life.
Food, it's our life. And rural community is much more important than what we think. You know, in Netherlands, where was the election, the BBB, the Agri Party, get 30% of the election, which means that we have a lot of support by the people on this community. We have to think about.
There are a lot of promises made right now in order to modify a lot of things that were not so good made as you've mentioned. Do the farmers trust you now, after seeing all that happened, this might be a problem?
I'm quite positive. The farmers community understand that the thing is change. People understood. And the European institution, like Ursula von der Leyen, which withdrew the pesticide regulation, for example.
Finally,
or
yeah.
Roberta Metsola, our president. I think now the farm community understood that the European institution doesn't want to be against farmers. And of course, I'm waiting for the package, the small package that we are going to apply. That will be another important signal that we are going in the right way. But the most important things will be after the European election, when we will be the new Commission.
Let's give the example of Italy. What is the situation in your country?
In my country, as like in Germany and other countries, we have a protest. It was a little bit different because the Italian government was not so tough against farmers. So we don't have a national protest like we have in Germany, in France. We have an Italian protest looking at Europe. So they are coming here to protest. Not too much in our country, but a lot in Europe.
So sometimes the difference is in what the member state is doing.
Yes. Member state can make the difference. European institutions make the mistake to don't involve the farmers during the discussion, to not take part of farmers, forgive the problem of the farmers is managing 70% of our land. So you cannot do any ecological transition without farmers. Now they understood. So, of course, the member states have the right, to be a good balance between what the European decisions and the local decision.
You've said that let's hope that in the end of this year, coming with the new commission, we'll have a strong agriculture commissioner. What does this actually mean? How to be strong? To do what?
What we very much understood in these 3, 4, 5 years is that in the College of Commissioners, we didn't have a right balance between the pressure of ecological approach and farmers' approach. So what we need is to have a strong commissioner, politically and professional, to be a good balance between the two issues. Because ecological issue is an important issue, but we have to manage the ecological, economic, and social aspect. These 3 aspects should be all together: ecological, social, and economic, because if our farmers close, we don't have any ecological perspective. We need to maintain competitiveness of our farmers, and at the same time to make a project to do this competitiveness together with a more sustainable approach. We need innovation. We need support in what we call precision farming. All of these things are available, but we need a project. We don't need to say just farmers, reduce chemistry. Everybody wants to reduce chemistry. The question is how? How we can reduce chemistry? If you don't give the farmers the genetic solution, the innovation solutions, all the concrete alternative to the chemistry. Otherwise, it's just a goal,
It seems to be a fight between those who want to have a good environment and those who want to protect the agriculture. Who will win?
We should remember that we are not at the zero, because we have done a lot of progress in this year. Thanks to the European institutions, thanks to the European law, we have done a lot of improvement in the agricultural sector. We reduce pesticide. We have some numbers that show that in the last 20 years, Europe reduced in the average, more than 50% of the annual pesticide output. At the same time, we increase all the good practices to improve the land. We reduce antibiotics. So we are doing something. We have to do more. Yes, we have to do more. I don't say that we don't have to do. We have to do more. But this new step should be following a project, an idea, concrete idea, together with our farmers.
Romanians are watching you right now. What's your message for them, for the farmers, for those who are working in the agriculture area?
First of all, let me say that together with Italian, Romanian, Spanish delegation, we did a lot of job together because we have a much more agri feeling than other delegation in the European Parliament. In fact, the major part of this project made by the Commission, we were adjust and postpone thanks to this alliance. So we are in the right way because we have the right vote to adjust the situation. My suggestion is to work together, to insist, because we want to take care about our farmers, about our heritage, and I think we will do the best as we can. Together, we can do much better than in the past.
Paolo de Castro, it was a pleasure discussing with you.
Thanks a lot to everybody.
Thank you. Vouă celor de acasă vă spun să rămâneți pe Antena 3 CNN. Nu uitați că ne revedem și sâmbătă viitoare la 9:30. Cu bine și sănătoși să fim!